Hello everyone, Jolene here from Bookworm Adventure Girl. Welcome back. Today is Tag Tuesday and I have a number of tags that I need to catch up with. So today I am going to do the Reading Goals tag, which was created by the amazing Rosie Cockshutt. Rosie has a fun channel. She talks about books, obviously, and she does some baking, and it always looks so good. So if you don't already know about Rosie and her channel, be sure to check that out. I was tagged by Jane from Lady Jane Books, and thanks so much for the tag, Jane. Jane and I, we go way back, and we have been BookTube buddies for some time, pretty much since day one on our channels. Jane always introduces me to thrillers or horror books and things that I wouldn't otherwise know about. And I will leave a link to both Rosie and Jane's channel below. So let's get started. The first prompt is to tag some friends, and I am going to tag three people, three of my friends, and I'm going to tag Beki from Teacup the Storyteller, and V from the Sassy Library Fox. We are all doing a book reading together. We're all doing a book reading together. We are doing a buddy read together. And then I'm also going to tag Thea from BookTalks with Mrs. Thomas. There's no pressure, but if you haven't already done this tag and you would like to, then I would love to hear your answers. So the first question is, do you set reading goals? Why or why not? Yes, I do. I do that more intentionally since I started my BookTube channel. It helps really to keep me organized. That's my reason. I've done the Goodreads goal for a number of years, and that was really my only reading goal for a very long time. But now that I have a channel, I make, reading and channel goals, which I talk about in a video where I share my goals, and I can link that below. Number 2 is, are your goals things that you absolutely aim to complete, or more general themes that you want to focus on? I think that I have a combination of these goals. Sometimes, like last year, I read all of one author, and I've made goals to read, more diverse books and more diverse authors in the past. I have goals to read books for like Canada Reads and the Giller Prize. This year, one of my goals was to read and judge for the BookTube Prize, which I'm really enjoying. Now, I think the general themes come from my channel, where I have generally chosen, to read books from my shelf in a new way or something like that. So my goals are sometimes what helps make content for my channel, and that's very helpful. And I will sometimes participate in the various things going on in the BookTube community, like buddy reads and group reads, Nonfiction November or March of the Mammoth, and things like that. The next question is, when in the year do you set new goals? Depending on the reading projects I want to do, I can actually start preparing several months before the new year. But usually by the end of November, sometimes beginning of December, I have pretty much settled on some concrete things for the new year, and then I share my goals in December. That being said, different goals can come up at any time, and I actually think that an important thing about, setting goals is to be flexible, at least if you can. The next question is, do you have any long-standing goals that you aim for every year? If yes, what are they? I think that the only annual goal is whatever number of books I have chosen to read in the year, which I put on Goodreads. I have put anywhere from like 12 to 85 books over the years, and the last 2 years I have read well over 100 books. But there have been years when, I have barely reached my goal when I have set it at like 15 books. So for me, it's not about the number of books, but what I can realistically do. So next is, what type of goal has been the most successful by whatever metric you chose in the past? Well, I've been successful with the Goodreads goals, and I would say that I've been successful with pretty much all of my goals, but I will say that success for me doesn't mean that everything went perfectly and that everything went smoothly. Sometimes success meant readjusting my goals and the execution of them. So, for example, last year, the plan was to finish the Mondays with Margaret series by, I think I put mid-November, end of November, something like that. But with our move and everything, we had to readjust the schedule a bit, and I still consider that goal successful, even with the tweaking. So next up, what type of goal has not gone to plan and what went wrong? The only goals, if I were to make them, that never go to plan for me is if I make a TBR. I can have, some possibilities, but I am such a mood reader that the book that I plan to read later on, today, I may not actually read it because another book gets my attention. TBRs are not for me, and that's why I don't do TBR videos, because I feel like if I did, then I'm actually setting myself up for failure. And basically, I'm lying to you since I know it's not going to happen. The next question is, do you change your goals based on how the last reading year has gone? So yes, I do. I at least take it into consideration. So if I read 50 books last year and I really struggled, then I would probably adjust the number accordingly for the new year. I also take into consideration, what I enjoyed the most in the year or opportunities that might come up. And, I would make my goals according to those things. Okay. Do you track your reading goals? If so, how? So I track my reading on Goodreads, and I guess in a way, YouTube is tracking my reading as well, since I read and then I tell you about it. And then the final question is, has any of this changed a lot over the course of your reading life? Definitely. Since I am older than the internet, I haven't always, had Goodreads, and I haven't always tracked my goals that way. So same with having my channel. Those things have changed drastically. And my goals in some ways have become more complex, I guess you could say. I think the two biggest differences would be that at one time I didn't pay attention to how diverse I was reading. And at one time, I didn't even know what a TBR was. And so my TBR has definitely exploded over the last few years. So those things are some big changes. So that is the reading goals tag. Thanks again to Rosie for creating this tag and to Jane for tagging me. I appreciate that very much. Please let me know if your reading goals have changed over time, what goals work for you, and what are some that just haven't worked for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to make every day an adventure.